recently saw a comment from, I think it's from WPP CEO, which actually said that they earn £5 to £6 per £1, say £100 allocated on Google. They earn 5-6% for media buying versus it would have been much lower on TV, even though it's somewhat more concentrated with Google and Facebook being most of the digital inventory out there. Why is digital media buying somewhat more profitable than TV?
I don't know where he gets that statistic from. I mean, it may be that it's because when we were there, we created a thing called Xaxis, which acted as principal and bought media inventory, online inventory. That may be the reason. No, the thing that drives all these advertising holding groups, which people don't really talk about, well, they do talk about it, the analysts do, is the media business. If you're WPP, you have 50 billion of media buying, and your biggest customer is Google. And that's online and offline, but mainly in the case of WPP, it would be principally the online business. The same is true of Publicis. It has 35 billion. So the reason why the advertising groups have done okay in the recession in a way, WPP down about 8 or 9% this year in the top line, and people might have thought it was going to be 10 to 15, is the media. That's what drives it. Now, I don't know where Mark gets that statistic from, but it may be Reed. That's Reed. But it may be that he's mistakenly referred to Xaxis and the inventory product. Now, that's a controversial area. Our model, you asked about why Mighty has an advantage. Well, the advantage it has is it's transparent. You can't be totally transparent. You're either transparent or you're not. You're either transparent or you're opaque. Now, it's true that when we were at WPP, we went to clients and said, look, here's Xaxis. We can buy inventory cheaper and we can turn that inventory. We're not going to tell you what the prices are. Do you opt in? Havas took the opposite way. They just did it without going to clients and asking them to opt in. So we actually ripped up contracts. I think it was 2,000 contracts, and went back and renegotiated each contract and said, no, are you prepared to opt in on this basis? And I think that's probably why. Now, whether that lasts, now, first of all, there's been this great hoo-ha ever since about 2016 about transparency, driven by privacy, brand safety, interference in elections, but there's controversy about transparency. There is a controversy about transparency in the digital ecosystem. Anyway, I mean, the more relevant statistic is not what Reed quoted, but what is the proportion of client revenue, client income, or client cost that goes through to the publisher gets to the publisher, because there's so many people, so many sticky fingers, and that's where new technologies, blockchain technologies, may be actually quite helpful in eliminating the friction and risks in the channel. But I think what he was talking about, and again, I think he tripped up on this inventory issue, is something that irks clients a lot. Clients are very concerned about transparency, and transparency in the Indian markets and Chinese markets is really top of the pile in terms of importance.
And so, I mean, looking at that point then he thinks that, let's just say that, for example, the buying digital media is somewhat more profitable than buying TV or analog media. Does scale actually matter, or is it really the competence?
No. Hold on a second. You said more profitable. It may not be sustainable. Right? Listen to what I said. I said it may
come from the transparency issue, right? Yeah.
It may come from inventory profits, not from. No, so the key is, in our view, is to have a transparent model. So Mighty Hive, whose margins are strong, they buy transparently. They don't buy as a principal, and they advise. And the more complex the landscape becomes, the better it gets. So if the regulator did succeed in breaking the tech companies up, from our point of view, that wouldn't be a bad thing. Because it makes it more complex. I don't think the regulator would be correct in doing that.